a sorry lot since the day you were bought. You knuckleheads never even conceive of conducting yourselves correctly. Unless I have recourse to this reminder, it's impossible to exact even the tax I paid on you. Never have I seen men more like donkeys. Your hides are so hardened by blows. They suffer the stripes, but we hurt more. These guys by nature are whip wasters. Oh, they have a plan. Soon as the opportunity presents, it's thieve, steal, take, hook, guzzle, gobble, skedaddle. Such is their sense of duty. You're better off leaving wolves in charge of sheep than these guardians at home. But when you look at their faces, they don't seem bad. They trick you on purpose. Now, unless you all turn your attention to this, my decree, unless you remove sleep and sloth from breast and eye, so tired of you reverence their straight seven, so tattooed not even a Tuscan tapestry could compare. No Kashmiri carpet could be so colorful. Yesterday already, I had issued my decrees and distributed these your provinces. But you scoundrels have been so supplied with such a stubborn nature, you force me to recall your duty with punishments. Truly, thus the spirit fills you. Your blockheadedness vanquishes this whip and me. Just look at this, how they get off task. Come on now, turn your attention. Offer your ears to what I say, you blow-bearing brotherhood of men. Never will your hide be harder than my raw hide. What's that? Does that hurt? That's what you get when a slave scorns his master. Everyone, stand across from me and turn your attention to what I say. You, with the urn, bring water. Fill the pot for the cook. You with the axe. I grant you the command of the province of woodcutting.
But this one is Bronte.
So it is. Just like you. From the beatings! Is there any reason to get any less work out of you? To you I assign this task. Make the house shine. You shall be the couch, arrange your fire. You clean the silverware. You sort it out. When I get back from the forum, make sure I find these tasks completed. Turn the kitchen, scatter the rose petals, scour the floor, spread the tablecloth, everything washed and oiled. For today is my birthday. And it's only fitting that all of you should celebrate with me. So see to it that ham, crackling, tenderloin, and roast stomach are all laid out. Are you listening? I want to receive the highest glutinous men in magnificence, so they think I'm rich. Go inside, make haste, hurry. Let there be no delay when the cook comes. I myself am going to market to purchase whatever fish can be bought. Boy, walk in front of me, make sure no one pokes a hole in my money bag. Wait, there's something I forgot to say at home. Ladies, Are you listening? For you, women, I have this edict. You, who lead your little lives in elegance, indolence, and extravagance in the company of the highest, pollutinist hotshots. Oh, storied escorts, by today's trial, I will know who's working hard for her freedom and who for food. Who's looking out for advantage and who applies herself to sleep. Who will be freed, who will be sold. That I will decide based on today's trial. See to it that today, piles of presents pour in here from your lover boys. Or unless a whole year's worth of victuals arrives at my door on this very day, tomorrow, you'll be hooking on the streets. For you know, today is my birthday. And where are those men for whom you are their delights, their lives, the apples of their eyes, their smoochies, their boobies, their honeypots? Make battalions of basket bearers appear before my door on this very day. Why else do I provide you with clothing, jewelry, and other useful things? Won't there be something for me at home today other than the punishment that passes for your work? Scoundrels only crave wine. You soak yourself down to the bowels, wine dry as a bone. Now, I think it is only fitting that I call you each by your name, so not one of you can deny to me the decree now issued forthwith. First of all, sweet Tina, let's start with you, who are the lady love of the grain sellers. Houses are veritable mounds and mountains made of grain. Please see to it that that grain is brought here to me today. Enough grain for the year. Enough for me and my whole household. So much that I'm overflowing with grain and the community changes my name from Ballio the pimp to Ballio Buffett.
Do you hear what that douchebag is saying? Does he seem like grandiose enough for you?
That guy's more than grandiose, he's grandy gross. Quiet! Keep up with this business.
Fanny Funbags, you whose boy toys rival pimps. I mean the butchers who paint up last week's pork chops like some pimps paint aging ladies. Hear this. Unless I get 3 meat hooks heavy with fatty racks of rib, tomorrow, you'll be treated like a queen, all right. Just like a Dursey, you'll be tied up to a bull while it's still alive and kicking. You'll wish for the meat hook then.
If he keeps talking like this, my brain's gonna explode.
Tell me, how do the youth of this community stand for this man to flourish? Where are they? Where are they hiding? Sound young men who get their lovin' from a pimp's house. Why don't they form a posse and all together free this people from this plague of pimpery? I am too foolish. I am truly unschooled. Would they dare do this when love compels them to make slaves out of themselves?
Oh, shut up! What is it? You're doing a terrible job obeying me. See, as you keep talking over his speech.
My lips are...
I'd rather you walk the walk than talk.
What? You cut me off.
Cut you off. If you look at the Latin, your line ends with a vowel. My line starts with a vowel. It's an elision.
What does that matter for doing the scene in English?
It's for all the Latin students out there. It's a nod to the Latin. They finally get to see what this stuff looks like on stage.
Like there are so many Latin students out there. You're cutting me off, Jean.
Chris, it's basic philology.
Oh, you know what? Courtesans and Ballio, go ahead and take 5. You guys are absolutely doing great, by the way. I'm really feeling the whole oppressing misogyny thing.
Awesome.
Yeah, good time. So, okay. So, Jean.
Yeah.
When I hear you say philology,
Philology.
philology,
Philology.
that's what I said. Okay. When I hear you say philology, what I hear from out there is falafel me. And I'm pretty sure that that's not the same thing.
What's going on out here?
Close.
The slaves are actually wondering if we could take a Starbucks break because our part's kind of done.
Yeah, they don't need to be here for this. Could you please get me a blueberry muffin?
Oh, I didn't even
I have a lot to
A soy latte, decaf, half chaff, half decaf.
Okay, enough! The slaves are not going for coffee, and no one is eating any muffins. Pastries. Until we've had at least one solid run-through. Pastries are not part of the original Plautus milieu.
But we don't actually know that.
No, we don't. What's wrong?
I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to figure out exactly what we're doing here. I mean, we've got a classical text, we're in some kind of converted chapel, and we're running all of this scene through this postmodern performance tradition that's based on mid-90s feminist theory that is openly hostile to the very assumptions about power that animate Roman comedy and Roman society. Does dolling ourselves up in drag really subvert the normative heterosexual flow of desire in this scene? Or are we just creating some kind of spectacle to distract from the totally disturbing nature of the material? I mean, how many layers are we going to get into this cake?
It doesn't have to be a muffin. I could go for a cupcake too.
I think the important thing to remember is that in some ways we're just simply reversing the trajectory of gender crossing from a classical to a contemporary context. Whereas in the original production, the play was performed by an all-male cast using their own culturally codified visual elements to signify gender. We're simply doing that in our all-female production using our own set of signs.
No, I don't know if it's that easy, Chris. I mean, Ballio is the villain, right? And by having me play him as a man rather than as a woman, are we suggesting that all villains in the sex trade have to be male? Or at least male identified? I mean, it's not like a woman wouldn't turn out another woman.
Yeah.
And what is a madam other than a female pimp?
You're totally right, because in other plays by Plautus, you have mothers prostituting their own daughters, like it's some kind of family business or something. But if we're true to our source material, then our Ballio does have to be a man.
Okay, so then the question becomes then what makes our Ballio a man? Right?
Yeah.
Gym socks.
It would have helped.
But it has to be something more than the costume, right? We did all this reading, Judith Butler, Peggy Phelan, all this reading on cross-gendered performance and drag gaming, and it always has to be more than a visual experience, right? Especially given that long theatrical history of cross-gender casting and cross-dressing.
Yeah, but you know, part of my concern with all this is that we recognize that theatrical cross-dressing in classical antiquity and cross-dressing today, both on stage and off, operate entirely differently.
Yeah, this is exactly the problem. I mean, in antiquity, men cross-dressed on stage in Greece and Rome because women couldn't perform on stage. But maybe we actually only think that about Rome because in Athens, we know women couldn't perform on stage. At Rome, women ran their own mime shows. If what we're trying to get at here is a critique of oppression, then probably the most oppressed people on stage at Rome were the slaves, who were owned by the performance troops.
Okay then, so if we're saying that there are multiple layers or types of oppression in antiquity, but our adaptation is choosing to foreground gender, then how does this cross-dressing even read to a modern audience?
Well, I think to a modern audience, cross-dressing reads as a pretty overt political or at least social commentary. I mean, men and women use cross-dressing in performance today to reject gender assignments and to critique the notion of gender as natural in a way that the original Greek and Roman productions may not have intended to.
Yeah, but if cross-gender dress, in addition, look at your cupcake, in addition to being a social commentary, can also be interpreted as a sexual fetish. Are we subverting a dominant paradigm still in place?
Are we subverting it or supporting it?
And is that decision made by us or by the audience?
And is the audience for an ancient comedy expecting historical accuracy or contemporary relevance?
Why are you looking at me? I just learned how to say philology.
Regardless, we'd all better get on with it. The slaves are waiting for our Starbucks break.
Yeah, and I need a muffin. I mean pastry. Hold on, gotta get this hair tucked in. Now I'm a boy. Okay.
Oh, shut up!
What is it?
You're doing a terrible job obeying me, seeing as you're talking over his speech.
My lips are
I'd rather you walk the walk than talk, talk, talk.
You, my little pole polisher, make sure to turn your attention here. Margreasy, slick Romeos, and barrels of the olive juice at home. Unless that oil is carried to me today by the leather sackful, tomorrow you'll find yourself carried off to a shed where the bed is so full of man sacks you'll have no time for sleeping, if you know what I mean. But you, always piling up the pennies to purchase your freedom. The girl who only knows how to bargain, not how to free up the cash. My sweet Violet, sugar plum of the highest steppingest hotshots. This is for you. Unless today all provisions are carried here to me from the estates of your gentlemen callers, tomorrow you'll have to bloom in the shed, covered in purple bruises.
Suze, did you hear this?
I hear him, master. I am turning my attention there.
I'm dependent on you for this one, man. What present am I going to send this dude so he doesn't turn my special lady friend into a common whore?
Don't you worry. Be serene. I will take on the worry for you and me both. For a long time now, this one and I have been well-wishers of each other, and our special friendship is aged in wood. Today, I will give him a birthday present enormous and ripe with disaster.